In 2017, Yahoo did the math on its own worst breach, and the number did not triple. It went to 3 billion. Every account that existed in 2013. Not most. All of them. This was the company holding the keys to half the early internet. Recovery emails, security answers, the backup door to accounts everywhere else. The silence cracked on September 22, 2016. Yahoo told regulators hackers had stolen data tied to at least 500 million accounts back in late 2014. It said it believed a state-sponsored actor was behind it. Names, emails, phone numbers, birth dates, and passwords scrambled with BCRYPT, not sitting in plain text. The filing was 2 years late. Think of an email account as a master key. Reset a bank password, and Yahoo Mail is often where the link lands. Millions of people used one password for everything else, too. That's why names, phone numbers, and security question answers mattered more than they looked. Yahoo said payment cards and bank details were not in that stolen file. Small comfort. Recovery flows made one leaked mailbox a master key to several others. Yahoo's own security team learned the truth 2 years earlier. In late 2014, engineers traced an intrusion to Russian hackers and concluded attackers had copied database files for at least 108 million accounts, likely the company's entire user database. Internally, they called it the crown jewels. Within days, senior management and Yahoo's own lawyers had that same report. What came next, regulators would later call misleading. Yahoo notified only 26 users directly. Its public filings, for 2 more years, described breaches as something that might happen someday, not something that already had. That gap between knowing and disclosing became the whole legal case. Here's the first turn. If security already knew the crown jewels were gone in 2014, why did investors keep reading about hypothetical future risk for 2 more years? The silence was about to collide with a very public deal. Nobody outside the building saw it coming. On July 25, 2016, Verizon agreed to buy Yahoo's core business for $4,825 million in cash. Wall Street called it a graceful exit for a fading giant. Behind the scenes, the exit was less graceful than it looked. During due diligence that summer, Yahoo handed Verizon's team a spreadsheet listing 4 minor security incidents. It did not mention the 2014 theft. A June 27th call went the same way. That same month, Yahoo's newly hired security chief had already concluded nation-state actors likely held the entire database and told a senior executive. Verizon would later say it felt misled once the truth came out. Prosecutors later laid out the 2014 theft, stage by stage. Russian intelligence officers directed a hacker for hire. He broke into Yahoo's user database and its account management tool. Then he forged authentication cookies, digital keys that let intruders walk into accounts without ever needing a password. Second turn. 3 months after the 500 million account breach went public, Yahoo came back with worse news. On December 14, 2016, it disclosed a separate theft from August 2013. More than 1 billion accounts. A different incident. A bigger number. Yahoo called it likely a separate incident. Passwords scrambled with an older method called MD5, weaker than what protected the 2014 accounts. Law enforcement had handed over the stolen files that November. Forensics confirmed they were real. Yahoo's CEO at the time, Marissa Mayer, later testified to Congress the company still could not identify who broke in. Investigators pressed for years without a clear answer. Markets reacted fast. The day after the first disclosure, Yahoo's market value dropped by nearly $1.3 billion. Investors were pricing in a company that could no longer promise it knew what it did not know. The stock kept sliding through the week that followed. Verizon's lawyers renegotiated. The sale price dropped by $350 million, a 7.25% discount, before the deal closed on June 13, 2017. What remained of Yahoo took a new name, Altaba. 2 decades of logins became a corporate shell holding the mess. The final number didn't arrive until Verizon already owned the pieces. On October 3, 2017, the company confirmed every account that existed in 2013, all 3 billion, had been affected. Not a new hack, the same one, finally measured correctly. Third turn. Regulators drew a straight line between what Yahoo knew in 2014 and what buyers paid in 2016. The SEC found Yahoo's disclosure controls broken for nearly 2 years, while executives sat on a breach that would cost the deal $350 million. Risk factors that described only hypothetical danger had already been proven false. On April 24, 2018, the SEC fined the company, now Altaba, $35 million. It was the first SEC penalty ever issued specifically for failing to disclose a breach on time. Altaba neither admitted nor denied the findings. It just paid. 2 Russian FSB officers, Dmitry Dokuchev and Igor Sushchin, 2 hired hackers. On March 15, 2017, the Justice Department indicted all 4 for the 2014 intrusion. 1 hacker, Canadian national Karim Baratov, was arrested and pleaded guilty, later sentenced to prison. The FSB officers who allegedly ran it have never faced a courtroom. The forged cookies from that attack kept working. Through 2015 and 2016, access using those forged credentials touched roughly 32 million accounts. Yahoo believed it traced to the same state-sponsored actor. The break-in was over. The keys they'd cut kept opening doors. For the people behind those numbers, this was never abstract. A Yahoo inbox was often the recovery address for a bank login, a work account, a child school portal. Security answers used for a decade sat in someone else's hands. Investigators said journalists and government officials were among the accounts specifically targeted. That is not collateral damage. That is targeting. Some of them never found out how their data was used. The bill kept growing. A class action settlement set aside roughly $117 million for affected users. Altaba's own filings put total accrued costs from the breaches near $152 million. None of it returns a stolen security answer. Open questions remain. Who actually moved the 2013 data? And why could Yahoo never trace the break-in? What did Verizon's lawyers hear on that June call? And what got left out? When the crown jewels are already circulating, does canceling a security question undo the damage? Some of those answers may never surface. No Yahoo executive was criminally charged over any of this. Altaba, the company, paid the SEC penalty. The hackers went to prison or stayed out of reach. The people who decided what investors got to know faced no courtroom at all. Civil fines, no individual verdicts. Here is the takeaway, and it still applies today. If you have an old email account, stop reusing security question answers and check what still relies on that inbox to reset a password. Treat your inbox itself like a password worth protecting. That habit alone closes most of the doors this case opened. For companies, knowing about a breach internally and disclosing it to investors are 2 different legal moments. Regulators now treat that gap as the violation. So, a hack or a decision not to look too closely. The number went from 500 million to 1 billion to 3 billion, while the calendar moved from 2013 to 2018. Figures here come from SEC filings, Justice Department records, and reporting from Reuters and the Wall Street Journal. Full links in the description. Which corporate failure should we open the file on next? This has been Corporate Breach. Case closed for now.